Congratulations, you finally made it to 4 p.m. You know what that means. Happy hour. It's time to kick back, relax, and dive into the world of sports with the Young and Norvelle Show. Whether you're catching up on the latest scores, analyzing the big plays, or gearing up for tonight's games, we've got you covered. So grab a cold one, settle in, and let's talk sports. Here they are, Patrick Young and Terry Norvelle.
Well, a lot of stuff going on here at Sliders Oyster Bar. It's Thursday. That means I am set up on the patio. Good crowd out here on the patio. Spectacular weather. Big crowd inside. They've got the rollaway doors wide open, so it's just an open, beautiful, comfortable temperature. Inside, outside, Sliders, the full-service drink bar is rocking and rolling. They've got a lot of craft and custom drinks. They concoct a lot of neat beach kind of vibe drinks. All your standards, and all your beer and wine, of course. The Oyster Bar right next to the drink bar, rocking and rolling. Logan over there. Let me see who else is over there. Johnny, yeah, there's Johnny Pop. There's talking Miami football with somebody right now, but Logan's helping him out. They are serving it up. Big oysters, huge oysters, steamed oysters, raw oysters, oysters this, oysters that. They've got it all because the place is called Sliders Oyster Bar. And, of course, you know, just a diverse menu, the great seafood, the freshest seafood, the best seafood is served right here at Sliders, courtesy, compliments of Safe Harbor Seafood, the best in the business, from the ocean to your plate like that. Terry Norvelle, along with, look at Mr. Cool there. I like it. I like it a lot. You look like you're heading to the beach right now is what you look, Patrick Young. Like it.
I wish we were headed to the beach. We're headed to Melbourne.
Oh, nice.
For a FCA event. But, yeah, I feel good. That's half the battle, isn't it?
Yeah, Jerry Rice says it's a big part of the battle. Look good, play good, he says. Jerry Rice used to say that.
Absolutely.
You know? So you go talk to the...
if you play good, they pay good.
Yeah, play good. That's right. So you're going down to the Fellowship of Christian Athletes down in Melbourne. That'll be fun, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Ever been down in that area?
Then getting on a plane tomorrow morning to go to Bentonville, Arkansas.
Oh, yeah, that's the headquarters of Walmart.
Walmart, you got it. Yep. Walmart. But I'll be speaking at Sam's Club.
Got same umbrella, kind of the same company, right?
Yes, same umbrella. Yep.
Wow, that's probably going to be a big event. Don't you think?
Yeah, absolutely. It's probably going to be. It is going to be the biggest company I've ever spoken to as far regarding like coverage and how our country, how much money they make, how many total employees Sam's has. Yeah.
If I may ask, Patrick Young, how did this come about? Did they kind of anonymously reach out?
LinkedIn.
To you? How did it happen?
Guy reached out. Christopher Strock. Guy reached out to me on LinkedIn. Say about 3 months ago.
Nice.
Yeah. Really nice guy. Yeah, man. The two people I've been coordinating with over Zoom, man, they've been awesome people. So kind.
Did they give you an idea of the number of people you'll be speaking to?
Yeah, I think around 70, and then we're going to do a breakout session probably with about 40 after that. So.
Oh, you'll do great, man. You'll do great. I wish we could hear it, man.
Yeah.
I bet it's going to be a wonderful presentation. And, I knew that because you remember when I went to see the Braves game about a month ago? My friend's up in Atlanta.
Yeah.
My buddy, I told you that I went to see his wonderful family and spent the weekend with. He Jacksonville guy, Ed White guy, went to school with him and all. Good West Side boy, but he has worked at Coca-Cola for 100 years. And at one point in his career, he had the Walmart account, the Coca-Cola Walmart account. It's the biggest account in Walmart, right? I mean, Walmart is the biggest consumer of Coca-Cola in the world. Right?
Wow.
So if you have the Walmart account for Coca-Cola, they make you live in Bentonville, Arkansas. I mean, you have to be right there at their beck and call because that's where Walmart's headquarters is at. So
wow.
He spent some time there. Pat, let's go over our picks and make sure, I know you're busy. If you can get your 3 picks for this coming weekend, turned in somehow before Saturday. Your 5, 10, and 15 picks. Zach and I started going over this, and Zach, if you want to fire back up, I'll start with you, Patrick Young. You had a pretty good week. You were plus 10, and that knocks you up to 70.
I'll take it.
Yeah, you were plus 10. You now have 70 total points. Zach Rothrock had a good comeback week as well. He's plus 10 for the week. That gets him.
There we go, Zach.
That gets him to minus 15. So he's chipping
plus
away.
10. If Florida, Florida's the reason, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you got Florida. Yeah, you got plus 15 on Florida. So Zach, you're getting.
He went all Florida teams. He went Florida State, Florida, and the Jags.
Yeah. So he got the only one he missed was Florida State. That was his 10-point game, Zach. So you had a plus 10 for the week, and you're at minus 15. So you're chipping away. And guys, the big news, and this made SportsCenter, this made TMZ, this made Fox. I had a minus 20 week, boys. Minus 20
Wow.
for Terry. That knocked me down to 130. 130. So there you have it. And boys, I think as a team, I think we had a miserable week back. We're struggling the last 2 weeks as a team. I think we were 1-5 this past weekend. We're struggling, boys.
Sheesh.
We got to pick it up. You guys ready? Got to pick it up starting tomorrow.
It happens.
Great. There's a dead hand there.
Yeah.
We're at halftime of the season. We can rally.
Okay. Yeah, we are. Speaking of halftime of the season, I hope at some point to kind of look at the college standings, the conference standings, because it's starting to, have y'all noticed it's starting to work its way out? There are 4.
Yeah, starting to work. Some teams are about to start playing those games that are going to knock them out.
Yeah, you've got
those one-loss teams.
Every Saturday, we're about to have some pretty big boys get their second loss, I think. I think we'll have some big boys, and I tell you, man, if looking at the conference races is any indication to the playoff, it's going to be an absolute crazy playoff because, Patrick, it's hard to determine who's going to represent the SEC in Atlanta, much less how many 3 or 4 teams are going to the playoff from the SEC. It's a mess right now. I love it. Oh, do we lose Pat?
Yeah, Patrick's reconnecting, but yeah, I mean these teams as we get into the conference.
Yeah, you heard my comments though. It's right now. The playoff's going to be good trying to select 12 teams and controversial because, hell, it's going to be hard picking who goes to the, who's the highest ranked teams in the conference. Anybody?
Yeah. Yeah, and they're gonna cannibalize each other as we get into conference play. Patrick is attempting to connect with us. Yeah, it's. I mean, we already saw, a little bit of a triple threat, or however you want to call it. I didn't want to say 3, whatever, a triangle, a love triangle, a hate triangle, where Alabama beat Georgia, and Georgia loses, and then Tennessee beats Alabama. Well, so we've already seen that kind of happen to an effect, and then Texas gets the loss as well. Yeah, Patrick is back with us.
Yeah, we got Pat back, but well, you're so right. And then you just mentioned the big boys in the SEC of recent vintage, obviously Georgia and obviously Alabama, and we're halfway through the season, and neither one of those guys are playing the big game this weekend. The big game is LSU, Texas A&M. How about that?
Yeah, the battle of the unbeatens in conference play. At least LSU had the early loss.
Yeah.
But I mean, who would have thought that would be where we would be at this juncture?
Yeah, I tell you. And Pat, we haven't visited a lot with you, Patrick, and I want to get your thoughts on. Oh boy, don't look now, but it looks like the Texas Longhorns woke up the sleeping giant known as the Georgia Bulldogs. What a whooping Georgia put on Texas Saturday night. Didn't see that coming. That type of thorough butt whooping.
No, not at all. I mean, that was so embarrassing because to be the number 1 team at home, obviously, and probably feel as though Quinn Ewers got shortchanged by missing a few games for being in the Heisman race, and this is going to be a big game for him to get back, show he's healthy, and man. But you know what? Maybe this was a game too to exploit how badly Texas misses those 2 running backs that got hurt at the beginning of the season. That were going to be their star guys because you can't. You got to have a good run game to open up your playbook.
I will say this.
Man, I don't obliterated.
They really did. I mean, it was 23-0 at one point. 23-0, and there was a unfathomable. I still don't know what the theory was. Why the replay booth decided to decide a foul or non-foul. That's not what replay is designed for. That was terrible. That gave that gave Texas, 8 points? I think they went for 2 on that situation. I will say this, though, guys. One thing that gives me, if I was Texas, I would have hope if I met Georgia, say, either in Atlanta or in the college playoff. It was almost like Texas was shell-shocked at the speed of the game, right? It took them a half. By the second half, they kind of caught their breath a little bit, I thought. Didn't you? I thought Texas kind of caught their breath, but the damage had already been done. The damage had already been done.
Yeah.
And Patrick, you know what
you could tell that the second half, Texas was the more desperate team in the second half by far.
Yeah. But what that game reminded me of very much so was this year's Georgia-Alabama game. All of a sudden, Georgia opened up against Alabama in Tuscaloosa, and it was like Alabama was running past them. The game went too fast. The second half, Georgia caught their breath. I think Georgia got their RPMs going, and Georgia was fine. With that said, I think Georgia would probably beat Alabama if they played again. With that said, I think Texas-Georgia, if they play 1 or 2 more times, I think they'll be hell of a game. I think that game really Texas had a really weak schedule, Patrick. They didn't play anybody with the type of defensive speed as Georgia. I think Texas learned a lot in that first half against Georgia about themselves. Oh, sorry, we're losing Pat again.
I think he's coming. But yeah, on that note though, that's basically something that Brent Beard said heading into the game. He basically said that Georgia had not been tested yet up to that point, and that's something that we kind of saw.
Texas.
Right. I'm sorry. Yeah. He said that Texas had not been tested up until that point, heading into the Georgia game, because their biggest game up until that point had probably been the Oklahoma, which, I mean, as we've seen, they basically have no offense whatsoever.
Sure.
So yeah, I mean,
sure.
Well, once again, Brent Beard, when he makes predictions like that, it's probably a good idea to listen, because he genuinely has a good idea of what he's talking about for that sort of thing.
Yeah. I will say this. It was I thought the comparisons between Georgia, Alabama, first half, second half, and Georgia, Texas, first half, second half, I thought they were the same game. If you think about it, would you believe that? I think they were the same game.
Yeah, there was a lot of parallels.
It was almost like Georgia in the first half in Tuscaloosa. They weren't up to speed yet. They weren't running full speed, and Alabama was. By the second half, Georgia caught their breath, refocused, and I thought the same thing happened. Georgia against Texas jumped out because Alabama led 28-0. I think it was 28-0 over Georgia.
Yeah, or maybe the 28-7. It was definitely they jumped out to a big a multi-score lead in the first
28-0 early in the. I'm sorry. Yeah. And then the Georgia Texas game, it was 23-0. I thought those two games were very similar. The team that got jumped on, they caught their breath at the half. Now, they didn't necessarily win the game, but they caught their breath, because I don't think, as dominant as Georgia looked, and this is going to sound stupid, Pat, you guys can laugh at me, Zach, you can, all of our viewers. As dominant as Georgia looked against Texas Saturday night in Austin, I don't think, and this is going to sound crazy, I don't think Georgia is that much better than Texas.
Oh, no.
That may be a nutty statement you guys are going to laugh at.
I don't think that's too crazy of a take. I mean, I personally thought heading into the game that Texas potentially had the best team in college football. Now that might be because I had seen, Georgia kind of falter, but also you got to kind of look at it as, when Alabama was doing a practice, every practice in the offseason, every time they were in the weight room, they were probably looking at that Georgia game. They're thinking about that Georgia game was their Super Bowl. They put that game on a pedestal. Yeah. So the fact that Alabama came out there and punched them in the mouth early, it shouldn't really make you think much less of Georgia, just because that was the time they got knocked out.
Let me make another statement that's going to sound wacky, and I know it's going to sound wacky. I'm going to make it, and I believe it. Let me figure out how I can phrase this, Zach. And I definitely, and Pat, if he can hear us, I want to throw this out. I truly believe Now, keep in mind, Alabama beat Georgia. Texas lost to Georgia. Okay? Alabama beat them on the field. Texas lost to them. After watching those two games and those three teams, I think, and I know Alabama beat Georgia, and Alabama's had Georgia's number. I think Texas is much more of a threat to Georgia the rest of the way than Alabama would be. And Alabama's already beat them, and Texas didn't. I know that sounds crazy, and that goes against Logic 101. But if I was Georgia, I don't fear anybody, but I would say, you know what? I'd rather tangle with Alabama, and I know they beat us, but I think we're better than Alabama. I think they would rather play Alabama than Texas, and I think that would be the smart move. I think Texas is more of a threat to Georgia's run than Alabama would be to Georgia's run. Crazy, Patrick Young? That may be crazy. Tell me I'm crazy.
It's always is Georgia going to play a complete? Is Georgia going to play a complete game?
Yeah.
Because if they're going to split, like if that Texas game was a show of them playing complete games from now on here on out, then I mean their own worst enemy is just going to only be themselves.
Yeah.
It's not going to matter because you look at the second half in that Bama game, and then taking care of Texas, man, they are unbelievable.
Yeah,
unbelievably talented. They are capable, absolutely.
Another fear if you're Georgia, and I've heard Georgia fans tell me this, and I hate to bring it to the hometown boy, but right now the big fear for Georgia is Carson Beck keeps throwing it to the wrong team.
Yeah, that's something you would think your veteran quarterback would not do, is turn the ball over a lot.
Got to quit throwing it to the wrong team. I mean, the rest of the way, if he keeps throwing 2 and 3 interceptions, somebody's going to beat them again. And keep in mind, Georgia has a loss. How about Georgia has a loss and Kentucky lost to them 13-12 and probably should have beat them? How big if Kentucky had beat them? And Georgia would be in desperation mode right now. They couldn't lose another one. You know?
Yeah, and I mean, I still think there was that fourth down at the end. Kentucky should have went for that. They definitely could have put them away. But I'll say it's kind of crazy that Georgia's had to play at Alabama and at Texas. So they were to play either of those teams again, it would most likely be in the the Georgia Dome or the whatever the big Atlanta Stadium. We play the SEC title in now.
How about that? And then conversely, the past 2 weeks, Tennessee, and I know Florida's not a power right now, but Tennessee went Florida, Bama back to back without an offseason at home.
Yeah,
they got them both in Knoxville. That doesn't suck.
Yeah. I mean, and stuff like, especially in college football, that makes such a huge difference to have to play in that type of environment. And I think that could be the type of thing that leads to Carson Beck turning the ball over more. When you get to play in a neutral environment, you can make your checks, you can do your protections, and your before the line of scrimmage. It makes things a lot different. Yeah,
definitely. You just made me think of something, and I know we've got a half a season left. There are going to be many, many more big games in the SEC. Many more big drives, big plays, big situations. Under the situations tab, right now, if you think about it, there were two fourth down decisions that, had they been decided different and went different, could have greatly changed the SEC. Number one, Kentucky should have gone for it at fourth down, right?
I mean, I feel like by the time you punt that ball, you're basically just saying we're good, just keeping it close. That's what it felt like to me.
Yes, we're happy being close. If Kentucky goes for that fourth down and gets it and wins that game, if Florida went for 2 on their game-tying touchdown and got it against Tennessee. 2, and you know what? Those 2 teams, Kentucky and Florida, the clear underdogs, the clear teams that were lucky to be hanging around, and they should have taken the chance. I think both of them. Kentucky, shame on you, Mark Stoops, and Billy Napier, shame on you for not rolling the dice and going for it. You had the game. You were in control of that game. It goes overtime. Both teams get a control, right?
Yeah.
Florida had a chance to determine the game with possession from 3 yards out. And I would have, with my starting quarterback out, with my best running back out, with a freshman on the road, I would have taken my chances from 3 yards out. I don't think I would have gotten anything that close in overtime, and they didn't. Missed the field goal.
I definitely like the idea going for 2. And I definitely kind of feel like they had a chance to convert it. Kentucky was 4th and 9, and I still wanted them to go for it, but they still had a lot of things they would have had to have go right. But yeah, Florida, I mean, when you got the dynamic, the rushing threat quarterback and DJ Lagway, I like my chances to get a 2-point conversion at basically any point in the game, especially for the win.
I think it was last year when LSU snapped the Alabama winning streak against them. Brian Kelly, you know what he did? Went for 2 and threw it to that tight end at the pylon.
Yeah.
Went for 2. He said, to hell with it. He said, you know what? We've got him in the crosshairs. We control this play. We're on offense.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? Our team, I think, running it or passing it, I think we've got a play that we can gather 3 freaking yards. And they did. Remember they hit, Jason Taylor's son, right there by the pylon.
Yeah.
And the game was over. And LSU, Brian Kelly, I love that. I love that call. He said, wait a minute. We're the team that the series has gone sideways. We've got to go take it. Alabama hadn't given it to us in years, right? And they took it. And they damn sure took it. As we go to break here in a moment, I want to preview 4:35-ish. We're going to talk with Kate Kistner, our buddy from Sports Illustrated, the baseball publisher. Time to start peeking ahead. I know we're a day away from the World Series, but, man, I hope the World Series can carve out its own niche. And I know that's a lot to say. It's the World freaking Series. But, man, our country is so football dominant, and particularly by October. The NFL is rolling. College football is rolling. I think this is going to be one. This has got a chance to be a World Series for the ages. I think they are matched up real well. Looking forward here in about 15 minutes talking some World Series preview with Kate Kistner, our buddy from Sports Illustrated. That I want to get into the Derrick Henry numbers, staggering numbers for the former Yulee running back by way of Alabama, having a huge season. And a lot of people thought, nah, big, slow now, in his 30s, too much mileage. Derrick Henry looks like 21-year-old Derrick Henry. The numbers he is putting up and where he could go Derrick Henry is closing in on, if he finishes this season, you got to start calling him the greatest ever. You may, wait a minute, Terry, Barry Sanders. Wait a minute, Terry, Emmitt Smith, 18,000 yards. Wait a minute, Terry, Eric Dickerson. We'll go over some numbers. If Derrick Henry finishes this season off like his averages are pointing to, I think they all get bumped down. Jim Brown and the boys get bumped down, I think. We'll talk about that. You may think I'm nuts. Feel free to correct me if you so choose, or at least try to sway me, but you're going to be blown away, I think. I was blown away at some of these numbers, basically at the halfway point, that Derrick Henry has put up career-wise and this season with Baltimore. By the way, my Super Bowl pick, the Baltimore Ravens. Take a break here. One down, a long way to go. A lot of baseball talk coming up in about 10 to 12 minutes with Kate Kistner. Stay with us. It is a Thursday edition. You know what that means. That means we are set up live on the patio at Sliders Oyster Bar.
At Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, we know pain and injuries can stop you from doing what you love. This is why our board-certified orthopedic specialists offer the latest in both non-surgical and surgical treatment options and create a treatment plan tailored to your unique lifestyle and goals. So, whether it is a sports injury or that nagging pain that's keeping you from doing what you love, our team has the right treatment for you. For more information or to schedule an appointment online, visit our website.
Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. Bricks Jack's Beach features all of that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at Bricks Jack's Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at Bricks Jack's Beach.
You really got to hand it to him. Hold on.
The previous play is under further review.
I'm not sure what he could review, but okay. Sure has been a while. Dine in at Hurricane Grill and Wings for the football season. Well, there he is. Oh, what is that?
The Action Sports Jax 24/7 network is streaming. I'm Stuart Weber, and I'm here to teach you a nice 3-step process on how you can watch all your favorite programming from the Brent and Austin Show every weekday 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. or the Cup Date with me. It's fantastic. We talk NASCAR. It's a great time. Wednesdays at 1 o'clock. All right, first step, easy. Download the Action News Jax app. You probably already have it downloaded on your phone, so you might already have that one taken care of. Step 2, see that stack of pancakes up there? You click that stack of pancakes, and it's going to bring down step number 3, which is a full screen of all the different streams that you can click on, including the Action Sports Jax 24/7 stream. You click that, the video's rocking and rolling on your mobile device. You're watching all the shows you want to, and you're having a good time. You can also do it on your smart TV with the Action News Jax Now app. I do it on my Samsung TV at home. It's a great way to watch it on a nice, large screen for all the content. That's the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network. Hope you can find it.
You trust CGC to make your water great, and now you can trust CGC with your plumbing needs as well. Fast, convenient scheduling, licensed and insured. A quick call away at 904-552-1242.
You never know when you're going to have an issue with a shower, toilet, or maybe it's a sink that sometimes is easy to fix. All right, let's be honest. I'm not fixing anything. I'm totally staging this because when I have a plumbing problem, I call CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing.
Trained professionals, transparent pricing, customer satisfaction. Small problem or even a bigger issue. Maybe you need a new tankless water heater or something a bit more intricate. The experts with 25 years of experience at CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing can do it all. Call 904-552-1242 or visit cgcwater.com. That's 904-552-1242 or cgcwater.com. CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing, an authorized independent Connecticut dealer. Florida license number CFC 1432579.
And we're about 10 minutes away from some heavy-duty Major League Baseball World Series talk. Looking forward to it. Yankees-Dodgers really doesn't get much better. I mean, if you can handpick two franchises and say, hey, they're going to be very good, they're going to meet the World Series, who would it be? Of all baseball, certainly the Yankees would be one. I think the Dodgers are the clear choice number 2. I don't think anybody rivals. Obviously, the second most winning franchise in the history of Major League Baseball, the St. Louis Cardinals. That would be big, but I don't think St. Louis doesn't have the panache of the West Coast, the Dodgers, that side, this side, East, West, all that. I can't wait to talk some baseball with Kate Kistner, a buddy from the publisher for Major League Baseball for Sports Illustrated. Kate's got a great handle. Looking forward to it. And I'll tell you one thing, another thing to think about. The doctors, the team doctors and all may play a big role in this. There's some banged up guys on either side. Freeman, we'll talk about his ankle. Rizzo, 2 broken fingers on his glove hand, and it was a factor. Watching him try to field a few balls in the previous series. We'll talk about that with Kate Kistner. And Zach, if you're around, feel free to jump in. This is going to be a story that's going to last, I think, as long as Bronny James is erroneously left on a NBA roster. Have you seen now? And I feel bad. You remember way back in the offseason when we talked a little bit about Bronny James, I said one of my concerns is I think his dad is kind of hanging him out to dry because as long as he's on the roster, I think he's open, and he doesn't deserve this. He's open to ridicule and being made the butt of the joke. And you've heard a lot of that. He's the butt of the joke. I feel sorry for him. Have you noticed what's going on? And this is part of that butt of the joke. A lot of the gambling sites, the big boys, the Caesars and all,
Yeah.
They're running stuff like the other night. They said, basically, they threw up on the board, will he score? And they had it at 0.5 over under, which basically they said means will he score? That, for anybody that's on an NBA roster, Zach, I think you understand, that is a absolute slap in the face, right? If you're
Pretty
a
insulting,
legitimate, if you're a legitimate NBA player, obviously he's not. I mean, that's got to be tough. He sees that, he hears that, and when the Lakers, if he stays on the roster, when the Lakers start going on the road, it's going to be brutal. And I feel for the kid. I feel for him, man. I don't know. You don't say I don't want to be on an NBA roster, I guess, and he's making a lot of money, right? But he's got to take the brunt of the jokes. And man, you wonder if at some point he couldn't go to his dad and say, "Dad, you are opening me up to a lot."
Yeah, oh God, for sure. I mean, there's no way he doesn't hear this stuff. I mean, the players on the sideline during the preseason were openly roasting him when he was taking a 3-pointer. And I see the odds are just plus 175, which basically just means it's close to a 50-50 coin flip on if he will score 2 points or not. That seems borderline insane. Yeah, that is. I mean, I feel like the Bronny James experiment will last as long as the team is winning. They won pretty handily. Anthony Davis is doing good, but as soon as if Anthony Davis were to get hurt, as he feels like he inevitably usually does, and they go on a little losing streak of some sort, it's going to start that storyline is going to start to become a much more of a negative thing.
The whole time this came out, and it's pretty obvious, Bronny James is nowhere near NBA level. He should not be on a roster. It reminds me a little bit, and he didn't get promoted to the big leagues erroneously, but it's a lot like the Tebow stuff. Tim Tebow had no business playing professional baseball. He certainly, remember, he got bumped up to AAA, and we tracked that. I wasn't being mean, but it was a story. He hit about 125 for the entire season. It was painful. That's kind of what I feel about with Bronny. I think it's a selfish move by LeBron. I think this is a very selfish move by LeBron, and I think the history books will be unkind. I think people will always point out, if you're sitting around a cocktail party and go, "Wow, here's a trivia question: the only father-son to ever play on a regular season NBA game," and somebody will say, "Well, LeBron and his son." I think forever there will be at least one heckler going, "Yeah, dude, come on. That wasn't real." Right?
Yeah, that's kind of what it feels like. Yeah, and I typically am a LeBron guy. I like rooting for LeBron. I feel like he's been the best player in the league for a long time. But yeah, I mean, it really does feel like a Mickey Mouse move. I mean, it feels like he's just trying to do something that Jordan didn't do. Jordan never had a son in the NBA that he got to play with. Which, I mean, I guess there's something to that, but yeah, just the way that it's playing out, and it feels like it's probably just going to be kind of embarrassing, and it kind of stinks that it's taken over the whole NBA storyline. It's basically the only story that I've heard from the league for the most part, that and players being injured and sitting out already.
Totally agree. And if you truly want to help Bronny James with his basketball game, the last thing he needs to do is sit on the Los Angeles Lakers bench and maybe get in for a minute. He played 3 minutes the other day. I mean, he's not going to play. What's that doing for his development as a basketball player? I mean, he needs to go play basketball. He's not very good right now at that level.
Yeah, I've seen people suggest that he potentially might need to start brushing up on his Chinese to get ready to play in the overseas Chinese league. It feels like he's just not necessarily cut out for the NBA. I mean, he averaged like 1.5 points at USC in the Pac-10. I mean, it's not.
And I know he came through a medical situation, but he wasn't exactly lighting it up before the medical situation. And again, he will catch the ridicule much more than LeBron. Hey, let's take a break. Let's see if we can get hooked up with Cade Kistner, our buddy from Sports Illustrated. Looking very much forward to talking some World Series preview. The big series starts tomorrow at 8 o'clock. Remember, 2-3-2 is the format. The Dodgers have the first two and the last two if needed. They're the home team by virtue of the better regular season winning percentage. Man, these teams, they look a lot alike. Kate will break it down. Am I seeing that right? Boy, they look a lot alike. They are put together. They can both throw it pretty well. They can pitch it pretty well, but boy, can they knock the cover off the baseball. We'll talk baseball on the other side with Kate Kistner, our buddy from Major League Baseball, the publisher for Sports Illustrated.
For those dealing with pain from a sports injury, arthritis, or spine condition, Southeast Orthopedic Specialists offers innovative new non-surgical options. Our regenerative medicine treatments, including platelet-rich plasma and other regenerative treatments, use your body's own restorative cells to aid in treating injuries. These procedures are performed in our offices and typically require minimal downtime. If you want to get back to doing what you love, our regenerative treatment options may be right for you. For more information or to schedule an appointment online, visit our website.
Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. Rick's Jack's Beach features all of that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at Rick's Jack's Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at Rick's Jack's Beach.
Since 1936, Procter Ace has been proudly helping Jax with all your home and garden projects. Whether you need tools, paint, plumbing supplies, or expert advice, we've got what you need to get the job done right. Looking to brighten your yard? Visit our garden center for plants, tools, and everything to make your outdoor space flourish. You're not just shopping here, you're part of our community. So come in today and let us help you tackle your next project with a smile. After all,
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
When I say it means something to me, gentlemen, it means something to me.
High school football is back and it's bigger than ever. Welcome to the Friday Night Zone Blitz.
It is bigger than a game.
Watch the biggest games each week live as the action unfolds with instant reaction and analysis from our Hall of Famer, Kevin Sullivan. It starts with live look-ins at the top matchups, including our Jaguars Prep Whataburger Game of the Week, and that is just the beginning of 4 straight hours of coverage. From 8 to 10:30, the Friday Night Zone Blitz is streaming on our Action News Jax app and online. At 10:30, the Friday Night Blitz you know and love. A half hour of highlights from around the area. 11 o'clock, we shine the spotlight on the bands that pump up the crowd. 11:15, it's time to blitz through the highlights online and on air. Then 11:35, back to the stream to break down the night's results with a reaction from local coaches. 4 straight hours of high school football on the Friday Night Zone Blitz. Only on Action Sports Jax 24/7.
Baker Sports is local sports. Uniforms from Pop Warner and Little League to travel ball, high school, and college. They make you look good. They help you play good. Baker Sports has been helping families make memories that will last a lifetime with their Baker's Buckets. We've got a lot of these filled with baseballs and softballs in the garage. I've been throwing batting practice to Ty and Kaylee for years, and also sit on the Baker's Bucket, catching Kaylee while she practices her pitching. Baker Sports is homegrown, and a lot of employees that used to play on local ball fields now work for Baker Sports, now helping you look good, play good, and make memories of your own. Visit Bakersport.com to see what Baker Sports can do for you. Custom apparel, Nike, Under Armour, Adidas, embroidery, screen printing, and more. Baker Sports is local sports from Jacksonville to anywhere in the Southeast. Bakersport.com.
I got a lot of stuff going on at that time of year, man. We're just cruising through football season, a lot of overlapping sports. We are working on some specialty shows coming up. It looks like we're piecing everything together. It looks like on a week from Friday, a week from tomorrow, which will be the night before Florida-Georgia football, you know, there's always a exhibition college baseball game at the stadium right down there in the middle of everything, the baseball ground. It has been for years Florida versus Georgia, an exhibition baseball game, college baseball game, because the two teams play football the next day. And it's been fun. It's a great event. It's sold out every Friday. I mean, you know how many people are down there in that area the night before. That'll be next Friday, But this year, there's one twist. It's going to be Florida versus JU. The local team, JU, will play the exhibition game with Florida. Great exposure for my JU Dolphins. Obviously, I went to JU, graduated. That's a private institution, higher learning, I call the Harvard South, if you haven't heard. But, yeah, that'll be a fun evening. Normally beautiful weather, good time of year, and there'll just be a huge crowd. There'll be 11, 12,000 people in the baseball ground. So that's a week from Friday. Obviously, our Friday home is Bricks. Jack Beach will be there tomorrow. Looking forward to Bricks, and we've got a lot of information tomorrow to tell you about a special weekend chili cook-off, of which I'm a judge. We'll talk about that as we go. But we hope to, a week from Friday, we want to be down near the baseball grounds because the exhibition game starts at 6:30. Obviously, we're on 4 to 6. So we're trying to finish off plans to broadcast our show next Friday and next Monday. A week from this past Monday, we want to next Monday, the Monday after Florida, Georgia, we want to broadcast down there as well because Florida opens up their basketball season in the arena against South Florida. So we're trying to get it through our show. You probably, if you've been down to the arena, you know what I'm talking about. There's a bar right on the premises, right on it. It's actually now, it's called the bar at the arena. That's what they call it. We hope to do our show there a week from Friday and then the following Monday. So if you're planning on going down for all the festivities, a lot going on down there, please stop by. We hope to be there from 4 to 6. That way we can wrap up the show and walk right into the baseball ground, and then that following Monday, walk right into the arena for some ball. So there you have it. Zach, I'm not sure if we've got Kay lined up yet or not. Can you catch me up on that?
No, I still don't see anything from him.
Okay, we'll hang tight. We'll try to get Kay to listener checking in with us. I don't mind ever going to a place called that bar at the arena.
There you go.
You know what I'm talking about? That bar right there on the premises?
Yeah, I like the idea of places with that type of name, like meet me at that bar, Yeah, I like the idea though.
My place, your place, those kind of bar names.
Right, yeah. Yeah, that bar.
Yes, but it'll be a lot of fun. We'll get more details. By the way, and I need to pull this up. Shame on me, I gotta find it, but did I tell you I'm a judge in a chili cook-off this Saturday?
You mentioned it. Yeah, I mean, I feel like you're extremely excited to be a judge in the chili cook-off.
Who wouldn't be?
I mean, yeah, that's a decent point. Yeah.
I want to find everything here. I'm trying to find it. And we're going to have an interview tomorrow when we're down at Bricks. The event is this Saturday, and it's a breast cancer event, and I want to get all the information. I'll try and look it up. But it's this coming Saturday. If you're in the area of the Bricks, bar, which we broadcast every Friday, come on by. It'll be, I think it's going about 1 o'clock. I'm one of the celebrity judges, so there'll be tons of chili, and, there'll be raffles and things like that. All the proceeds go to a wonderful breast cancer awareness cause. And I've done this before, Zach, over the years, not this exact one, but I've been a judge 2 or 3 times in chili cook-offs. I've learned, man, hey, if you've never done it before, Zach, you don't just die. You're going to get served, there'll probably be 15 to 20 people entering their chili, right?
Right.
And they'll make big vats of it. I think it'll be for sale at the end. But what they do is, they'll ladle out some. Okay, here's number 1. Well, rookies that judge, you can't just go big spoons and start gulping it down, man.
Oh, yeah. You don't want to eat a whole bowl. Or is there I want to know about the cornbread situation. Is there cornbread with each bowl of chili?
There'll be cornbread there, which needs to be. You got to be careful if you're the judge because, you're going to have about 15, they're not full bowls. They're tasting size bowls. But if you take 2 or 3 spoonfuls of each one, you're going to be a bloated son of a gun in about 5 of them.
Oh, yeah, you did that 15 times. That could be potentially 45 spoonfuls of chili if you did 15.
Yeah. It's a great cause. I'm going to try and look it up. Zach, that's got your name written all over there, doesn't it?
The chili cook, you said this is Saturday?
Yeah, this Saturday at Brick.
There you go. Yeah, potentially. Beans.
Yeah, it's Is chili big where you're from? You're from the Low Country of South Carolina. Is chili big there, or barbecue there? What's the South Carolina?
Yeah, barbecue would be the more likely thing that would happen. But yeah, chili for sure. If there's any type of state fair type thing, there'll be some type of cook off. Usually, I feel like it typically is barbecue over chili though. Yeah.
Yeah, and North Carolina's they're known for barbecue too, right?
Yeah, North Carolina's got their different style, but yeah, we got I think it's a mustard based is what we do. Yeah, I feel like you got
in the Low Country. That's what they do in the Low Country.
Yeah, well, the Low Country, which is definitely not where I'm from, believe it or not, they do the Low Country broil where they do the sausage and the shrimp and the potatoes. They mix it all together in like a big pot, and then they boil that. That's what the Low Country does. So it'd be. I'm definitely not. There's no. I could not be more upper. I'm in the upstate.
Are you from South Carolina?
I'm technically from the Sand Hill region.
Are you from?
I had to
South
study this
Carolina?
stuff in third grade. I am. Oh yeah.
The state of South Carolina. Okay, everybody knows South Carolina, Low Country. You're from the Low Country. I know what I'm talking about.
That's where Charleston. That's where Charleston is, which is where all the Yankees moved to. Which
Zach,
that could potentially be what you're referring to.
Do you ever get to on Tuesday? I know you don't produce our show on Tuesday. Do you ever get to watch us when we do trivia and see how impressive I am?
I have a couple times.
Have you? Pretty impressive.
I have a couple times. I mean, if they gave you a trivia question about what are the regions in South Carolina, you would just say Low Country 5 times over. I don't really think that would check out.
Low Country. Hey, by the way, what's
Charleston is?
That map of South Carolina? They got the palm tree and the little quarter moon. Do you know what the deal is?
The crescent moon, yeah. Yeah, the crescent moon.
What? Does that mean Low Country or something?
And there's palm trees. It doesn't mean Low Country. What do you think Low Country actually means? Why are you obsessed with this?
What they call South Carolina is known as
that's Charleston. That's Charleston. That's where all the non-locals. That's where all the Yankees are. That's where they all go to. All the Yankees from Ohio and Maryland, when they move down, they go to Charleston.
Fort Sumter. Listen to Fort Sumter over here. Easy. What are you ready to fire a musket again? For God's sake.
Yeah, like I said, I'm a musket. Yeah, I'm not from I'm from the Sand Hills. I'm from the bowels of the real state of South Carolina. I'm not from.
Now you can stir this thing up again, right? Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm here for. I'm here to stir.
You know, Zach, you're just like a good old Southern guy, old Zach Rothrock. His motto is, "It ain't over," right?
It's never over. Yeah, I'm going to come back with these picks too, just like that. I'm going to come back. It's never over.
Hey, I've got my here's the information. We're going to have an interview tomorrow about the chili cook-off, and it's very important. It's a great cause. Obviously, we're in the October is the Breast Cancer Awareness Month. You see it everywhere. So here are the particulars that I'll be the one of the celebrity judges for the chili cook-off, the 14th annual chili cook-off held at Brick's Tap House. You know, that's Brick's down in Jack's Beach, where we're out every Friday. Coming up this Saturday, October 26th, from noon to 5. I'm not staying to 5, I can promise you that, but I'm not going to say that out loud, okay? I'm not staying to 5, okay? I'm going to get my picks in. I got
you mean on a college football Saturday, you don't want to be there for 5 straight hours?
But I want to be there to help the cause. But
sure.
I think I can get my tasting in much quicker than that, okay? Now, that's
no way you
part
could
of
eat
the
chili
raffle.
for 5 hours, yeah.
But that's the raffle and everything. So anyway, Now, if you want to go and help the cause, you can go pay $10 and taste all the chili you want. So you can eat chili until it's coming to your ears Saturday for $10. Okay, that's pretty good. That's
hard to beat,
good deal. And you can ask me, you know, which one I think you should have. But they'll have. Let me see if I've got some more information here. There's going to be a raffle and stuff like that. And I think you can buy chili and take home with you. That'd be nice.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah, we talked about that. You said you wouldn't want the spicy. I want whatever the spiciest and gnarliest one they have is. I want the spicy one. You said you probably don't want that one.
I don't understand people that want to be uncomfortable when they're
eating. You got to be comfortable being uncomfortable. I like for my food to fight back.
You don't want to fight back?
Yeah, I want my food to fight back. Let's go. Yeah, I do.
I want
Right.
Here's what to expect at the Chili Cook-Off. Chili Cook-Off benefiting in the peak. Come out and support a great cause. Project X, one of our great local bands, will be playing. Oh, that's cool. We got a band, live band Saturday.
There you go.
Project X, like it. I have to jump on stage with those guys. $10.
I would genuinely enjoy that.
Here you go. $10 gets your wristband and all the chili you can taste. Local celebrity judges will be in the house. Me and a couple. I guess there'll be other ones. I don't know if we need any other ones, but I guess there'll be a couple more. A local celebrity judge in the house, as well as a live auction and raffle. Come out, enjoy your Saturday, and support a great cause. Chili Cook-Off team. Hey, by the way, you can get a low country team in. Chili Cook-Off teams are still being solicited. If you would like to showcase your chili, contact, and I've got a contact here. We'll talk about it tomorrow as well. Zach, you make a mean chili. Are you chili guy?
I don't think I could. I don't know the first thing about making chili. I don't know what the base would be. I don't know nothing about none of that compared to these professionals.
I'm with you there, man. I'm not a go get the ingredients and start with chili powder and all. No, it's just not
I have
thing.
no idea. I'll add hot sauce to it at the end.
No hot sauce for me. The person that wants to lose my vote Saturday is the one that has a spicy, and they better tell us which one is spicy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you don't want any surprises?
No, Terry don't want no surprise. All in all, I think it's supposed to be Saturday. The weather's supposed to be low 80s. We kind of need it to be cool out, right? Be chilly.
Yeah, I'd imagine that would be the preferred weather would be a little cooler, so you're not burning up. But I mean, yeah, it's been feeling good lately. As long as it feels like it has the past few days, that should be good.
It is gorgeous out here right now, man. I'm in Neptune Beach here, 200 yards from the ocean. Oh my God, it is gorgeous at Sliders. Everything's wide open, man. Open air.
Oh yeah,
it's just beautiful here, and that's where it's supposed to be. This is a good time of year. But yeah, it'd be nice if it was a little colder for the chili cook-off. And I guess I didn't know. We got a band Saturday. That's a party. We got a band on Saturday afternoon.
Yeah, I looked them up. They're described as a high energy rock band.
Do you still have it there? Anything else?
They're a high energy rock band. They look like some guys that would probably cover some songs from the 90s and 80s that everyone would be familiar with, and then people would vibe. I don't think they're going to be playing too many originals. I could be off on that.
No, don't. And we don't want you to play the original, right?
Yeah. This is what you want. I think this is what you want for your venue for sure. You don't want. You don't want.
You want to lose old Terry quickly? Let the lead singer go. All right, guys, we're going to rip off about 3 of our own songs. All right, we'll see you, man.
Yeah. No, they look like an appropriate. Yeah, they look like a good book for the gig for the chili.
Should I try and jump on stage as the lead singer for a song or two?
I don't know if that is potentially the best idea, but it also might not be the worst idea. You might just be shaking things up. People might enjoy it. You might get some chuckles. Why not? I encourage it.
I've always thought I'd be an absolute great lead singer for a rock and roll band. Absolute great. Now,
I don't doubt for a second that you believe that.
People, that's sarcasm. I heard that.
No, I'm saying I don't doubt for a second that you believe that.
Now, I'm trying to promote myself. I don't do it very often, so settle down for a second.
Right.
And guys, people have asked me too. They said when I say that, they said, "Terry, well, can you sing?" And I go, "Well, I don't know, but it's rock and roll. Get up there and sing. That'd be a great fun." You know?
Yeah,
great fun.
I'd agree with that.
You gotta hear it, man. You gotta hear it. But do you have a musical bone in your body? Are you a musician at all? I really.
I can sing. I can sing okay. I can carry a tune. I got rhythm. You know. What's up? You don't mean? No, I'm not gonna do it on the spot.
No. Do you have a instrument? Do you play? Have you ever dabbled with an instrument?
No, I haven't. I'll be honest though. Do you know that video game Guitar Hero? I can play that at a really high level. But no, real instrument. No, I can't.
Speaking of that, is that gone? I remember that thing 15 years ago. That thing was.
Yeah, it's a fad. It's a fad. I sunk so many hours into it for no reason, and it's completely gone. But yeah, if it ever came back, I'd be, oh my God, I'm ready for that.
And it was just memory kind of. it would tell you colors and numbers go to this.
Yeah, it had like buttons on the controller that you had to hit and you had to strum and it screen what you had to do. So I mean, you could play a song you'd never heard before, and as long as you could like read the pattern, you could just do it.
What was your go-to? Did you have a couple go-to songs that you could wail on? You could riff into?
Oh, I mean, my favorite song to play was like "One" by Metallica or like "Raining Blood" by Slayer, just like some '80s like metal type songs.
One by Metallica. Would I know that if I heard it? I don't know the name.
I like to say it's their one good song. I mean, I don't know. It's hard to say. It starts off really slow and it builds up to like a like one of those. It builds up.
Did it make radio play?
Yeah, it did. It did. But I mean, the problem is the song is like 7.5 minutes long, so they probably potentially had to cut it down for radio play.
What was the other devil song you said?
Yeah, Raining Blood by Slayer. It's another like heavy metal type song. Yeah, Raining Blood.
I guess it's apropos with their Halloween, but you just said a song called Raining Blood by a band called Slayer.
Yeah. Yeah, from the 80s. Yeah, I think they really shook things up a bit with the like conservative parents in the 80s. They were like, "What is this devil music?" And they were kind of right.
Any of us would recognize it with your Guitar Hero go-to?
I think people would recognize Rain. Well, what's it called? Cult of Personality by I can't remember this guy's name. Yeah, Living Color. That's right. The same as that show that had Jim Carrey in the 90s, but they're from the 70s. So yeah.
Okay, we'll wrap it up hour number one here. Are you and I'm learning, Zach, I've known you a long time, but I don't know anything about it. It's one of those, Q&A's here. Are you and or wifey, are y'all Halloween people? Are y'all dressed up Halloween people? I'm not. Never have. Are you a Halloween costume person?
Typically not so much. We got a 5-year-old. She's in kindergarten, so we kind of like to, since she's been young, kind of like do little things with her. But yeah, not for the most part. No, we're actually gonna have like a little Halloween party on Saturday. So we're gonna try to do that type of thing. What's that? I still don't know what I'm gonna be dressed as. I'm not 100% sure. Oh, the kid. She is going to be a Pokemon because she's really into Pokemon right now. She's gonna be one of them.
That's still a thing.
Oh yeah, I mean, I don't think it's as big as it was like when I was a kid, or even like when I had that big boom about 8 or 10 years ago. But it's definitely there. She just saw it on Netflix and she just been watching it as she came across it, and she's become obsessed with it.
As you know, Zach, as everybody knows, everybody that knows me in town knows, I'm pretty much, if you had to put the first label on me, Jerry, or like you say, he's a help. Wouldn't you say that's probably number one? He helps. He's a help.
Sure.
So, right now, if you pay attention, I have 4 Halloween costumes. I mean, what do they say? Like a glove, like a glove. I mean, this is perfect. Ready?
I'm ready.
You trust
me? Yeah, maybe.
That glove box, 4 Halloween costumes. Absolutely a million times perfect. He's got to go as the FSU pro coach. The guy in the stand that had no shirt, he had the headphones on, and he had his coaching seat.
Oh yeah, the Waffle House guy.
I mean,
yeah.
That's what you look like that guy. You put those
I would like. I could do that. I could do the Mike Norvelle, the Waffle House. I'm familiar. Yeah, that someone is gonna do that costume really well this year for sure.
People, their Halloween idea. How many billion comic kids are gonna go as that guy?
I would imagine at least 1,000 on the Tallahassee campus alone.
You would think, and Waffle House has to reach out to that kid, right, and do some kind of promo with it. Right?
I hope so. And in today's day and age, I would hope so.
Did you see live that Friday night when they played the game?
Oh yeah. He was dead serious. He was calling play. He was like looking. He was ready. He called the All-Star special.
He was great. And
he was locked in.
The play-by-play guy, I can't remember who that was. He got playing along, and he was talking about what was on the play sheet. he got talking long about, yeah, it looks like first down they may go with, biscuits and gravy there.
Yeah, the biscuits and gravy. Yeah, the old biscuits and gravy, and then follow that up with a triple slam or grand slam, or the All-Star Special is what Waffle House has, actually. Yeah.
I don't think he ever got out of bed.
No, he was fired. He probably potentially had a few drinks to get him lubed up for that.
Did you see? There was an FSU fan, and this guy was probably in his 50s, kind of next to him, and he just. Did you see the guy's face next to the guy?
Oh yeah, he was done. Pretty early on with it.
That guy was great. that guy was that. And the Waffle House menu kicked it, right? I mean, if that was an X's and O's plate sheet, that's great. His plate sheet was a Waffle House.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's what you got to go to. I mean, I've seen people meme that with Andy Reid saying that his menu is just a Waffle House menu too. It's a good go-to, and it's laminated the same way.
I know we're running late here, but speaking of Andy Reid, and I throw him a little bit in Peyton Manning's category in terms of how about some of these things? Obviously, sports is a big deal in our lives. How about some of these guys, sports guys, that you would have never, ever guessed they had a real, witty sense of humor? Andy Reid's that guy. When Andy Reid was coaching the Eagles, would you have ever said, man, we could build a national commercial around him? He's got comedic timing. He's funny. Would you ever have thought about it? Andy Reid.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, not afraid to take a shot at himself. Yeah.
No. Same thing with Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning at Tennessee, or even early in his career, would you ever thought, hey, this guy's got a really sense of humor, man? He looked like a businessman playing football for a while, but man, Peyton's got a sense of humor. I would have never.
Yeah, he had to get it. It almost feels like he had to get over that. He had to win the Super Bowl. Once he won the Super Bowl, he kind of loosened up, and that's when he started endorsing everything.
That is a great point. I think he really did. Okay, now my career's complete, right? That resume had that final spot on it. And, that's interesting. But those two guys are great.
Right.
You look at a guy like Mahomes, you go, okay, and maybe because he's obviously much younger than you go, Mahomes, I could see him being funny. He's young still, he's with it. And he's good. He's good. But Andy Reid's hilarious.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he does get on the commercials with making fun of himself for liking to eat and all that stuff. Yeah.
Oh, he's great. Let's take a break. Let's up. We still have not gotten to the Derrick Henry numbers. They're unbelievable. The Yulee products, man, he is chasing. Derrick Henry, literally, if he's got a couple more years in him, and if he finishes off this year with the average numbers he put up, he may take the top mantelpiece as the greatest running back ever. And I know people talk about, well, what about Super Bowl? I've never been a guy, when it comes to team sports, I never hold team sport championship against guys in terms of, Barry Sanders didn't play on great teams. Charles Barkley never got one, but team sports are different from Dolphins. That's the way I look at it. We'll talk about running back. Greatest of all time. Where is Derrick Henry going to land with the numbers he is putting up? Also, I want to get into hour number 2. Let's look a little bit deeper at where are the college football conference races right now? Who's starting to pull away? What are some of the championship games starting to look like? And how many game series and maybe even 3-game series might we have in college football the way this thing is structured? One down, one to go. Thursday edition will come back live from the patio at Strider's Oyster after this quick time.
For those dealing with pain from a sports injury, arthritis, or spine condition, Southeast Orthopedic Specialists offers innovative new non-surgical options. Our regenerative medicine treatments, including platelet-rich plasma and other regenerative treatments, use your body's own restorative cells to aid in treating injuries. These procedures are performed in our offices and typically require minimal downtime. If you want to get back to doing what you love, our regenerative treatment options may be right for you. For more information or to schedule an appointment online, visit our website.
Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. Rick's Jack's Beach features all of that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at Rick's Jack's Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at Rick's Jack's Beach.
Since 1936, Procter Ace has been proudly helping Jacks with all your home and garden projects. Whether you need tools, paint, plumbing supplies, or expert advice, we've got what you need to get the job done right. Looking to brighten your yard? Visit our garden center for plants, tools, and everything to make your outdoor space flourish. You're not just shopping here, you're part of our community. So come in today and let us help you tackle your next project with a smile. After all,
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
When I say it means something to me, gentlemen, it means something to me.
High school football is back and it's bigger than ever. Welcome to the Friday Night Zone Blitz.
It is bigger than a game.
Watch the biggest games each week live as the action unfolds with instant reaction and analysis from our Hall of Famer, Kevin Sullivan. It starts with live look-ins at the top matchups, including our Jaguars Prep Whataburger Game of the Week, and that is just the beginning of 4 straight hours of coverage. From 8 to 10:30, the Friday Night Zone Blitz is streaming on our Action News Jax app and online. At 10:30, the Friday Night Blitz you know and love. A half hour of highlights from around the area. 11 o'clock, we shine the spotlight on the bands that pump up the crowd. 11:15, it's time to blitz through the highlights online and on air. Then 11:35, back to the stream to break down the night's results with a reaction from local coaches. 4 straight hours of high school football on the Friday Night Zone Blitz. Only on Action Sports Jax 24/7.
Baker Sports is local sports. Uniforms from Pop Warner and Little League to travel ball, high school, and college. They make you look good. They help you play good. Baker Sports has been helping families make memories that will last a lifetime with their Baker's Buckets. We've got a lot of these filled with baseballs and softballs in the garage. I've been throwing batting practice to Ty and Kaylee for years and also sit on the Baker's Bucket, catching Kaylee while she practices her pitching. Baker Sports is homegrown, and a lot of employees that used to play on local ball fields now work for Baker Sports, now helping you look good, play good, and make memories of your own. Visit Bakersport.com to see what Baker Sports can do for you. Custom apparel, Nike, Under Armour, Adidas, embroidery, screen printing, and more. Baker Sports is local sports, from Jacksonville to anywhere in the Southeast. Bakersport.com.
Okay, we're going to get into some deep World Series talk momentarily with Cade Kistner, our buddy from Sports Illustrated. He's a baseball publisher. Cade really is as deep into Major League Baseball as you will find. He's going to check in with us in about 5 minutes. Look forward to the conversation. Can't wait for the World Series. I hope it doesn't get buried. There are times when it does get buried with football season so dominant right now, but it should be a super World Series. Yankees, Dodgers. And, both of those franchises were pushed. I mean, the Guardians gave them hell, gave the Yankees hell. And, San Diego, the Mets, the Dodgers had to work hard. They really did. And both teams have worked through injuries. There have been some serious injuries. And, that's what the good teams do. And you have a deep roster. You have a deep farm club. And there are a couple guys, and Kate will get into it, I think, here momentarily. Gosh darn, that guy that hit a home run the other night, Edmund, I don't even know about him for the Dodgers. But yeah, these teams they've had some adversity. Mookie Betts missed a bunch of times. So it has been a grind, which baseball is set up to be a grind. And we're down to 2. I do believe we've got Cade on now. Cade Kistner going to talk some World Series discussion with us. Cade, how you doing, my man? This is your time of year right now, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. So I'm a little late, man. I had some work to do. And I apologize for being late. I don't like to do that, but thanks for having me on.
No, you're fine, Cade. Obviously, we value your opinion. You cover baseball in depth, so much, top to bottom. You know what? I want the Dodgers. I don't really have an allegiance hard of any baseball team, but on the surface, man, these are the 2 best teams, right? you play 162 games, you play multiple series in the playoffs. These two teams, they fought injury as the season played on, as you do. We've got clearly the two best teams. Would you agree with that?
Oh, absolutely, right? So, like, you're looking at these guys, right, and they have spent the most amount of money on paper, for the last couple of years, and they finally did it. Both the Dodgers and the Yankees are in the World Series, right? And I'm sorry, it's a little loud right now. I'm at the ballpark, and we've got, so, and there's a whole thing going on right now in LA right now, so I apologize if it's a little loud, but yeah, so you have these two teams that have spent the most amount of money, and now they're finally in the World Series. So what happens, right?
Yeah. And Kate, you've been around the game a long time. I've seen it a long time as well. A lot of our viewers will know what I'm talking about. It's not always as easy as the biggest checks, you win championships. There's been plenty of teams that have, in all sports, okay, that have written a bunch of checks and they have a third or fourth place finish to show for it. I mean, it's not just that easy, right?
Absolutely. And look at last year, right? You have the Diamondbacks and the Rangers in the World Series, right? So two pretty small budget teams that were in the World Series, and then the Rangers won it. So, now you finally have the Dodgers and the Yankees, the two, the two empires, if you will, that are in the World Series.
Nice.
And so this is going to really tear apart Yankees fans. Like, if you're Cowboys fans, if you're a Cowboys fan, who do you root for right now?
Good call. Wow. Good call there. Zach, we do a sports medicine segment on Wednesdays with an orthopedic surgeon. And a lot of our discussion yesterday was, man, I'm not so sure that some of these team doctors for the Yankees and Dodgers may not play a huge role. I mean, you got Freeman on that ankle. You've got Rizzo, those two broken fingers. I thought Rizzo was real tentative with the glove. And he's got two broken fingers on his glove hand. I mean, they're not the only injuries, but those are two big injuries on each side, I think.
Well, listen, hey, Rizzo is, he's been in and out. I don't think Rizzo's a massive factor, right? But you talk about Freddie Freeman, and he is. Freddie Freeman is a massive factor. He is. And so I think Freddie's going to find a way to play. But if I'm the Yankees, I'm not really worried about Rizzo all that much. I mean, he's, 33, 34 years old. He's kind of, he's done. He had a concussion all last year.
We'll get Cade back on. He's in a bad area right now. Talking about and Kate, I'm sorry. Hopefully you can still hear us. Rizzo, though, particularly that. What was it? The hard ground ball. Yeah, you're back. Go ahead. Finish your thought.
I say if I'm the Yankees, I'm not too concerned about Rizzo. If I am the Dodgers, I'm very concerned about Freddie Freeman.
Yeah, definitely. And Freeman, from what I understand, with that bad ankle, they were calling, some of the medical people around that organization were saying, hey, man, this is about a 3 or 4 week thing. And I think he gave it 10 hard days and then tried to play and then kind of tweaked it again, and that's the old adage, man. The doctors go crazy when they say, hey, you can't cheat this thing. He might have cheated it. Now he's really gimpy, it looks like.
No, absolutely. And here's the thing, and just like to boil it down, right, to what this World Series is going to come down to is Shohei is going to be amazing. Aaron Judge will probably be amazing. Who's going to be better?
Yeah.
Mookie Betts or Juan Soto? And that's it.
Or Juan Soto, yeah.
That's it. That's all it boils down to.
Yeah, because those guys, the first two you named, they potentially could cancel each other out, right?
Absolutely. And that will be a duel. Yeah. That will be an absolute duel. And whoever's better between that duo right there, Juan Soto or Mookie Betts, that's what this boils down to. Because you have all this supporting cast. You have pitching and all that, but it's Mookie Betts or Juan Soto?
Let me ask you this, Cade. You've seen the way they've played all year, Yankees and Dodgers. Do you think this is a bash the ball series? Do you think the pitchers may rear their head somewhere in between? You know, when the Dodgers have won in the postseason, I mean, they've won 8-0, 10-2. Which way do you think this will end up leaning? I don't know if it, goes 6-7 games. Which way do you think will it be? Teams not going to cover off the ball? Will the pitchers, have a fighting chance? Where do you think it goes? Go ahead, Kate. I don't know if we've lost you again, but I'd love to hear your thoughts on that. Will it be a bash the ball series? Will it be a pitch the ball series? And Cade may, I don't know, Cade, if you can still hear us. If not, we may have to cut this a little bit short. But Cade mentioned something, the big players. I think that's helped baseball this year. I've hearkened to this a couple of times. This year, the clear superstars in baseball, Ohtani, Judge, guys like that, Mookie Betts until he got hurt, the clear superstars played like top shelf superstars. And, oh, by the way, they're about to square off in the World Series. Kate, I'll try you one more time. If not, we'll try. We got a bad connection. We'll try and get you on as the series opens up. But game one, yeah, we're going to go ahead and let Kate go. Game one, World Series tomorrow. I hope. I don't think anybody's going to. I don't see a sweep. I would be stunned if there's a sweep. I don't see even a 4-1. I think this thing goes 6 or 7 games, and I hope it does. I really do. I'm pulling for the Dodgers. Not a big Yankee fan. My Yankeedom is kind of like Notre Dame. I just have never really liked the Yankees, and same with kind of Notre Dame. But, you got to respect them. The Yankees, their offense. And Kate made a good point. The season stats lines for Ohtani and Aaron Judge would lead you to believe, you know what, they're both going to hit maybe 4 home runs. They're going to hit the baseball. The big guys are going to hit the baseball. They may cancel each other out, though. And what happens there? Well, you go to the number 2 slugger. Mookie Betts, when healthy, he's a big-time player. And obviously, what a great pickup for the Yankees. Juan Soto looks so happy in New York. He's in the outfield next to Judge. May come down to those guys. Who has the better statistical, who's the better Lou Gehrig, if you know what I mean, as opposed to the 2 Babe Ruths out there on the diamond. So, man, I hope you guys can at least follow a little bit. You're going to be, I think, happy if you did or do this World Series coming up on Friday. First 2 scheduled for the L.A., next 3, and according to, if needed, obviously, the next 3 would be in New York. The final 2, the Dodgers would have home field. If it goes 6 or 7, the series would go back to Los Angeles. So that's the setup. Let's take another break here. We'll come back and get back into what we want. I promise I want to go over these Derrick Henry rushing numbers for the season, for his career. He's treading on, if he finishes his career where the trajectory is going, maybe the best running back in the history of the game. And we're talking Jim Brown, Barry Sanders, Eric Dickerson. We're talking O.J. Simpson. We're talking Emmitt Smith. I mean, these numbers he's putting up, I was blown away by the article. We'll look at some of these numbers on the other side. Also get to college football. Couple games coming up of note Thursday and Friday here in college football before the big Saturday. We'll look at some conference standings as it's starting to weave its way out. And then we also have to figure out just how many teams will each of the big 4 conferences get in the playoff. If you win your conference championship game, you're in. How many? 2, 3, 4, 5 in the SEC? 4 in the SEC? 3 or 4 from the Big Ten? There's only 12 total spots. Talk about that and a lot more. Cruising through hour number 2 on a Thursday. You know it by now. Our Thursday home. I'm set up live at Sliders Oyster Bar.
Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. Rick's Jack's Beach features all of that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at Rick's Jack's Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at Rick's Jack's Beach.
For over 20 years, Southeast Orthopedic Specialists has been providing the highest level of orthopedic and spine care to patients throughout Northeast Florida. Now, we're making that same great care even more convenient with Southeast Orthopedic Specialists Direct, a walk-in clinic where you can be seen for pain or injuries with no appointment needed. Staffed by orthopedic physicians and specialists, we offer everything from diagnosis and treatment to imaging and bracing, all with no appointment needed. For more information, hours, and locations, visit our website.
You really got to hand it to him. Hold on.
The previous play is under further review.
I'm not sure what he could review, but okay. Sure has been a while. Dine in at Hurricane Grill and Wings for the football season. Well, there he is. Oh, what is that?
Hey everyone, Olivia Tasley here from Action Sports Jacks to tell you all the different ways you can watch our new 24/7 network. 3 easy steps. You don't even need a pen and paper to write it down. Step number 1, download the app. Search Action News Jacks in your app store either on your phone or your smart TV. Then, once you're on the app, click on that little drop-down menu in the upper left-hand corner with the 3 little lines. That'll show you these options, and boom, right here, click Action Sports Jacks 24/7, and you will be brought to our continuous stream channel. That app can be accessed through all these different platforms. Whether you have Roku, Fire TV, Smart TV, Apple TV, or Google TV, you can find our app. Now, if you don't have access to the app, don't worry, we still got you covered. We're across all social media platforms from Facebook, Instagram, X, YouTube, Twitch. We have a podcast channel. Plus, check out our short reels on our TikTok. Action Sports Jacks 24/7. It's on all the time and everywhere.
Summertime means sizzling sales at Nimnick Buick GMC. The #1 Buick GMC dealer in Jacksonville has lots of inventory to choose from with their best price guarantee. Nimnick never charges above MSRP. You can save up to $10,000 off select new GMC Sierras or get rates as low as 1.9%.
You know, I'm a truck guy. GMC Sierra, my trim level is an SLT. This one's an Elevation. Pretty good looking color as well. So here at Nimnick Buick GMC, you have a lot to pick from. My father-in-law, he drives this, an Enclave, so I feel like that GMC in the family. 2025 is coming around the corner, which means it's almost time to close out those 2024s this summer.
You can schedule a test drive at NimnickBuickGMC.com, and while you're there, check your trade value and customize your payment options. Nimnick is there for you, even on Sundays. Visit the showroom on Phillips Highway or shop online at NimnickBuickGMC.com. Nimnick, your friends in the car business since 1941. GMC, we are professional grade.
Any and every seafood dish that you have ever loved can be served to your liking right here, to your specifications, right here at Sliders Oyster Bar Thursday home. Boy, the patio has been rocking the entire time. Perfect weather. Indoor, the drink bar, which has got now roll open windows. It's wide open. The breeze, it's wonderful. And, of course, the Oyster Bar here, always rocking and rolling at Sliders Oyster Bar, featuring Safe Harbor Seafood. Terry Norvelle here, Zach Rothrock. Producing. We had Patrick on earlier. He is on his way to Melbourne. He is speaking to the FCA group in Melbourne. And then, Zach, where did he say he's getting on the plane? Oh, he's going to Bentonville, Arkansas to speak to, was that Friday? Coming up Friday, he said? Tomorrow?
Yeah, to the Sam's Club. Yeah, for tomorrow.
Speaking to the Sam's Walton people in Bentonville, Arkansas, which is the headquarters, obviously, of Walmart. Did you know that Walmart, the largest retailer world, their headquarters, not New York, Chicago, Miami, right? Their headquarters, Bentonville, Arkansas, where the Waltons are from, right?
Yeah, that's part of the reason why I felt like Arkansas in the NIL age might be able to put together a good program.
Yeah. Arkansas basketball plays in Bud Walton Arena. Right. They've actually got two massive big-time sponsors. Obviously, Walmart, Walton, and all those. Oh, here we go. Logan, get it. Logan, you're supposed to be at the damn Oyster Bar. Logan, get in there. That's Logan, the number 2 main man. Well, he serves up the oysters, let me tell you that. The other one, Arkansas has obviously huge financial backing by the Walton family, Walmart, Sam's, obviously huge.
Mm-hmm.
Tyson Chicken is right there, and that's a huge Arkansas sponsor as well. Tyson Chicken.
Oh, yeah, they got it on the field at like the 35-yard marker.
Dude, that's a pretty good chicken. I do a great turkey, and this is my time of year right now.
That was decent. That was decent.
That was a good chicken. Now, anybody out there that likes to, I don't want to say kill your own Thanksgiving turkey, but if you like to kill your own Thanksgiving turkey, I am for rent. I can go out there and dude, they'll come running. I'll tell you that. That's not fair.
Your gobble brings all the turkeys to the yard.
You shut your filthy mouth. I don't like that. I could tell the tone. I don't like the tone there. All right, Zach, I want you to hold tight. Get a load of these numbers. Derrick Henry, he just won't slow down. He just won't slow down. Here are some numbers. Do you realize Derrick Henry right now is on pace to break the Eric Dickerson single-season rushing record? Single season, which was 2,105 yards in a season. Now, Henry would play 17 games. I think Dickerson was in a 16-game season, not a 17.
Yeah.
But if he averages, right now, Derrick Henry through 7 games, get this, Zach, he has 873 yards. There's only been one player with more yards through 7 games. That was back in 2014. DeMarco Murray had 913. He didn't keep up the pace. But get a load of some of these numbers.
Yeah.
Derrick Henry, by the way, 4 years ago, Derrick Henry came 94 yards short of Eric Dickerson's single season. Okay, so he almost got it 4 years ago. He had a 2,000-yard season 4 years ago. He's on pace for a 2,000-yard season. You realize he'd be the only guy in the history of the NFL with 2 2,000-yard rushing seasons. That's big.
Yo, that's a huge accomplishment. Yeah, I mean, he's definitely putting together a Hall of Fame career.
Oh, it is unbelievable. Yeah, he went for 2,027 yards 4 years ago. He was 94 short of getting Dickerson then.
Mm-hmm.
He's on pace to have 21-20. He's on pace to top him by 15 yards. Okay?
Yeah.
So now this is not his peak years. I think we would agree he hasn't lost much, but he's certainly at the back end of his career. Wouldn't you say the back quarter of his career?
He's past the prime peak. He's on the decline, so to speak.
Derrick Henry, in terms of 30 years and older running backs, he has, at this point, the most yards since 1984. Walter Payton was sitting at 875, so he was right at the same pace. But the great Walter Payton, Derrick Henry, the numbers he is putting up are just mind-boggling. Again, he would be the first guy, if he keeps this pace up, he's going to break Dickerson's single-season record. He's going to obviously get another 2,000-yard season. The only running back he would be to have it twice. I mean, with those type numbers, if he keeps this up, I don't know where he's at with career yardage. And you can look that easier. Let me see if I can look up NFL career yardage leaders. Obviously, Emmett has 18,000 and something. I don't know if Derrick's in the ballpark. He's got to be close, though, right?
He's got 10,375. I don't know if that's heading into this season. I think that's including up through like this season too.
Wow.
So over 10,000.
Let me see if I can find what you're looking at. And that speaks to Emmitt Smith. My God, Emmett's at 18,355.
Oh yeah, that's one of those. I feel like that's an untouchable record, the Emmitt Smith. I mean, I just feel like there's no way. I mean, Derrick Henry would have to keep this pace up for 4 or 5 more years to get that.
I know. And where did you say Henry's at? Where is he at? 10,000. Okay, here he is, number 30. I'm shorting him at 30.
I'm just not sure.
Yeah,
if
I see
that's
that,
including this season or not.
Yeah, and I think it probably does because it's saying 2024, so it's probably updated.
I think it is. I'm under the impression that it is. Yeah.
So you're telling? Wow, think about the longevity. The longevity of Emmitt Smith. He went from 1990 to 2004. Okay, so I mean it's not the longest career, but Emmitt rarely missed a game. I mean,
he played in an era. He played in an era where every team had like a back. They had a guy,
Absolutely.
And he was the Cowboys' guy, and he was their 3-down back, and he was getting 30 touches a game.
And the league was still. And Zach, you may not remember this, but you're touching on it right there, so you may remember a little bit of it. The NFL for decades was offensively structured around the running back position.
Yeah.
They threw the ball. Don't get me wrong. Terry Bradshaw threw the ball, and, Roger Staubach threw the ball, and Brandon Tarkington and, Ken Stabler. But football for the longest time, and the rules set up, it was a running back league. You had 1 or 2 stud running backs. So you're right. Emmitt got that. He got that era. But, my God, when you look at Emmitt's yardage, it feels like Derrick Henry's been around forever, and he's sitting at 10. What do we say, 10,300?
Yeah, 10,300. So a solid 8,000 yards shy.
How about that? 8,000. And you're not, obviously, and Zach, obviously getting this point in his career, 2,000-yard seasons are going to be rare. I mean, this will, I don't think he's going to go get another 2 more 2,000-yard seasons. So,
no,
with what you just...
Well, yeah, I was going to say, even this year, it seems unlikely that he maintains the pace that he's on. It is. I mean, I know that he's a freak of nature. I know that he's one of the best athletes we've ever seen. But if I had to bet on it, I would bet against him maintaining this pace for 17 games.
But what you just said, a full 8,000 behind Emmitt, he's not going to clip off 2,000, 2,000, 2,000, right, and be right on the doorstep. Right. He would have to play a good 5 more full years, basically, right, and go get 1,400 a year. Yeah, 5 or 6 years. And he would have to go get 15 here, 16 there, 17. He couldn't play another couple of years and get 850 for the season, right? I mean, that tells you where Emmitt. I mean, that tells you where Emmitt never, other than a holdout year, he rarely missed games. Emmitt just and I mean, that factors in. You got to be a gamer, man. Emmitt never and. Did he have a great offensive line? Of course he did. A lot of players had great offensive lines, but that's a tough position. That's a physical position. And Emmitt, man, he did the same thing at Florida. He played at Florida for 3 years, and the Gators were in and out of probationary years, so they weren't real good. Emmitt's 3 years at Florida, they were basically 7-4, right? They weren't real good. But Emmitt was all they had. They gave him the ball over 3 years 1 billion times, and he answered the bell. He played every game, every freaking game. Wow! But Derrick Henry, man, if Henry plays, okay, let's just say for happenstance, he finishes this year and he's just over 11,000 yards. Right? He's got half a season left, and he's sitting.
Oh, he should hit that, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, let's say he gets to 11-3. 11-3. He would need to play 5 or 6 more years at a high level to get to Emmitt's stratosphere.
I mean, I think, I just think it's an untouchable record. I don't think anyone's going to get it because Derrick Henry kind of is like the final. I mean, Christian McCaffrey too. He's kind of like one of those final guys that's guaranteed to get 30 touches a game. And Christian McCaffrey can't stay healthy. He can't stay on the field that's why the game is getting away from that. You're seeing a lot more of the running back rooms that look more like the Dolphins with Mostert and Achane.
It's a forward pass now. It's the rules have dictated that it's a passing league. It really is. Yes, they still run the ball, but Derrick Henry being the feature on the offense is rare, and it will continue to be the rules. And you know what happens, Zach? The NFL boys that run the league, they they made it a pass. It didn't go from 5 decades, 6 decades of running back dominant. It didn't just happenstance magically switch to passing. The people that run the NFL, they literally, obviously, they did a bunch of studies and they looked at their game and they said, you know what? The fan would appreciate more the ball in the air, chunks of yardage with a quarterback throwing to a receiver, and they legislated the pass into the game because of the rules. All the rules now are very advantageous. They lean toward passing offense, not defense, and not running the ball. That's a conscious decision.
Yeah.
And I mean, they decided quarterback should be the marquee position, not running back. That got decided.
It feels like that
20 years ago.
Yeah, it feels like that decision probably started in the 70s when they introduced the Mel Blunt rule, where you could no longer but prior to that you could just basically tackle the receiver all the way down the field, whereas then they did the 5-yard thing, and then it feels like progressively each decade after that they started adding in more rules, and now at this point it's like you can hardly ever hit the quarterback. It comes to the point where like Patrick Mahomes can do that little move on the sideline where he acts like he's going out of bounds, but then he doesn't, and then he picks up 30 yards. And
that made a lot of people mad.
Oh God,
that made a lot of people mad.
Yeah, I guarantee he won't. I guarantee he will do that against the Raiders.
Who was the Pitt Panther quarterback? I don't think it was the guy that flamed out at the Steelers. It might have been. Who was Kenny Pickett?
So Kenny Pickett that's something against with the when he was with the Pitt Panthers, he did that fake slide, and I was like, "Good grief! Look at this clown! Like, there's no way that should be allowed."
And you know what? I can respect the defensive players going, "Wait a minute, that's a chicken, you know what move?
That's too far. That's too far."
And you already have the rule in your favor. That was Kenny Pickett, when he did that, he did cross that line. You know, sports has that invisible line sometimes. Hey, you just don't do that. And I think Mahomes is dancing on that with that fake sideline thing. I think he's dancing.
It's the same thing. Same type of stratosphere, same energy for sure.
Yeah. But the game of football at the NFL level, and it all comes down from the NFL, the game of football, the people that run the NFL, what was it, 25 years ago, they said the forward pass and the quarterback being the marquee player is the way to go. And you know what? It's hard to argue. I still like a power running game. I'm old school like that. But it's hard to argue where the game of NFL football has gone and where it never seems to top out. It looks like they made the right decision. And they legislated that in, as you said. The rules of the NFL, unless you've got a rare Derrick Henry and a running quarterback, it doesn't make sense to go try to be a power running team anymore. The rules are advantageous to protect the quarterback, and the receivers can. It's hard now. Is there anything harder than a defensive back in the NFL? Hardest job.
I think that's the hardest position in all the sports. I mean, you could argue hitting a baseball is the toughest act in all the sports, but the toughest position to play the corner in football.
The new modern NFL rule book has literally tied one hand behind the back for cornerbacks, defensive backs, safety.
Oh, yeah, they can't do anything. They can't put their hands on these guys at all.
Somewhere, and they're right, because look at the game, but somewhere it was decided that the flashy quarterback with the big arm throwing the beautiful pass to the receiver downfield gets much more oohs and ahs than hand it off to the right and get 6 yards. Hand it off to the left, smash out 6 more yards. Hand it up the middle, 5 more yards, go down and score. And you know what? It's hard to argue that they didn't make the right decision. I think it's gone a little too far.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
But offense, quarterback.
The business model is always going to be to try to reach as many viewers as possible and to market to as many people as possible. And to do that, you got to be able to reach the casual fan. And the casual fan may not be able to understand how your run fits work when you get 8 guys in the box and who's supposed to be there and how to set the edge and this and that. But what the casual fan can understand is, Oh my God, they just threw it to Justin Jefferson and he made the whole defense move and now he's gritty into the end zone. This is crazy. This is great. I love this. It's just easier to, it's kind of like the equivalent of dunking the ball in basketball. It's just, you're making an exciting play that says everyone can look at and just say, wow, without really having to fully understand what's happening with all 22 guys.
I'm going to say wow to Zach Rothrock. I tell you, sometimes you just say the smartest things.
Every once in a while.
What about, no, being serious, what you said about the dunk is so true.
Mm-hmm.
A long run by a running back in the NFL is exciting. I mean, if you hand the guy off and everybody blocks right and the Fred Taylors or the Derrick Henrys go 60, 70, 80 yards, that's an exciting play. Nothing in the NFL is bigger than the bomb. The bomb, the completed bomb for a touch, that is the dunk of the NFL. That is, and you're right. You just said it. Nothing in the NFL's marquee play is the bomb. It really is. It really that protection, that deep pattern, that throw on the money, and that long touchdown pass is the dunk of.
Yeah, everyone always says, Jerry Rice is the greatest wide receiver of all time. He's a little bit before my time, and I've seen his numbers. They're kind of untouchable. But to me, my favorite receiver... Right. To me, though, my favorite receiver to watch has always been Randy Moss, and it's because he did that. He would just run straight down the field, and Culpepper or Brady would just throw it up to him, and he would just catch on two guys, and it's like, oh, my God, this guy's the greatest. And to me, I feel like that's what the NFL is trying to capture more of.
And he was like... he made NFL, how good NFL cornerbacks are athletically. I mean, they're freaks of nature.
Mm-hmm.
Cornerbacks in the NFL are unbelievable. Yeah. Randy Moss made those freak athletes look silly at times. A lot of times. He made them look silly.
Yeah, his name got turned into a verb.
He basically patted him on the head, if you will.
Yeah.
And he did it a bunch. He did that a bunch. Hey, we're going to take a quick break. I want to throw this out. And it has something to do with college football and the NFL. And we're not the only show or not the only media people. I think most of us have said, and I expect the NFL to change that silly kickoff alignment rule that they did. It's ridiculous. Have you seen, I mean, it happened in Florida, Kentucky. It happened the other night, FSU against Duke. You know what? There's still something exciting about a kickoff return. Not even for a touchdown, but just I like the kickoff return. And I don't buy that there were that many extra injuries. Don't you think the NFL needs to get back to kickoff returns? They probably never will. But, man, just look at college football. You watch, and I watch a ton of Saturday college football. I see a lot of exciting kickoff returns and near touchdowns or touchdowns. And then the next day, you're like, what the hell is this again that the NFL is doing? They've got to bring back the good old-fashioned kickoff return. If you can't cover it, you can't cover it. If you can pop it for a touchdown, do it. It's part of the game. It's a big part of the game. Let's take a break here. We'll come back, wrap things up on this Thursday edition, kind of set up tomorrow, and we'll go from there. A lot of stuff going on tomorrow down at Bricks. I'll tell you all about that when we come back. The Young and Norvelle Show continuing as we do every Thursday live from our Thursday home. We love it down here. The patio at Sliders Oyster Bar.
At Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, we know pain and injuries can stop you from doing what you love. This is why our board-certified orthopedic specialists offer the latest in both non-surgical and surgical treatment options and create a treatment plan tailored to your unique lifestyle and goals. So, whether it is a sports injury or that nagging pain that's keeping you from doing what you love, our team has the right treatment for you. For more information or to schedule an appointment online, visit our website.
Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. Rick's Jack's Beach features all of that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at Rick's Jack's Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at Rick's Jack's Beach.
You really got to hand it to him. Hold on.
The previous play is under further review.
I'm not sure what he could review, but okay. Sure has been a while. Dine in at Hurricane Grill and Wings for the football season. Well, there he is. Oh, what is that?
The Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network is streaming. I'm Stuart Weber, and I'm here to teach you a nice three-step process on how you can watch all your favorite programming from the Brent and Austin Show every weekday 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. or the Cup Date with me. It's fantastic. We talk NASCAR. It's a great time. Wednesdays at 1 o'clock. All right, first step, easy. Download the Action News Jacks app. You probably already have it downloaded on your phone, so you might already have that one taken care of. Step 2, see that stack of pancakes up there? You click that stack of pancakes, and it's going to bring down step number 3, which is a full screen of all the different streams that you can click on, including the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 stream. You click that, the video's rocking and rolling on your mobile device. You're watching all the shows you want to, and you're having a good time. You can also do it on your smart TV with the Action News Jacks Now app. I do it on my Samsung TV at home. It's a great way to watch it on a nice, large screen for all the content. That's the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network. Hope you can find it.
You trust CGC to make your water great, and now you can trust CGC with your plumbing needs as well. Fast, convenient scheduling, licensed and insured. A quick call away at 904-552-1242.
You never know when you're going to have an issue with a shower, toilet, or maybe it's a sink that sometimes is easy to fix. All right, let's be honest. I'm not fixing anything. I'm totally staging this because when I have a plumbing problem, I call CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing.
Trained professionals, transparent pricing, customer satisfaction. Small problem or even a bigger issue. Maybe you need a new tankless water heater or something a bit more intricate. The experts with 25 years of experience at CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing can do it all. Call 904-552-1242 or visit cgcwater.com. That's 904-552-1242 or cgcwater.com. CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing, an authorized independent Connecticut dealer. Florida license number CFC 143-2579.
Once again, tremendous hospitality down here at Sliders Oyster Bar, our Thursday home. Terry Norvelle here, the Young and Norvelle Show. As you can see at our Thursday home, place is stirring. Great time of year. It's always a fun time down here, but this is a spectacular time of year. Open air, man. They've got the way they can close or open. It stays open this time of year at the drink bar. The Oyster Bar, rocking and rolling, the patio, perfect weather. Get down here this today, tonight, tomorrow, this weekend. Do yourself a favor. If you've got a craving for seafood or just want to hang out, the beach vibe, man. Sliders Oyster Bar, famous down here in Neptune Beach. Terry Norvelle, Zach Rothrock, wrapping things up. We're live at Bricks tomorrow. We're going to talk about the Big Chili Cook-Off that comes up Saturday. I'm a judge down at Bricks. We'll talk about that. We'll make our picks and just kind of set the weekend. And kind of look at the NFL and college football. Big weekend. Every weekend is big. Zach, if you don't mind real quick, and I know we've only got about 7 minutes or so, jump on here. I know you're a big college football fan as well. I've got the standings. We'll just use the SEC. I don't think people yet realize how many good football teams are going to get left out in this 12-team playoff. I mean, Zach, it's just a mathematical certainty. Look at the SEC, for instance. I mean, the question, Zach, is obviously, let's use the SEC. They have a conference championship game, and the winner gets a bid. So one team's going to get the automatic bid. The question is, Zach, after the automatic bid, just using the SEC for this example, how deep do you go? Is it the automatic bid plus 2 more teams? For a total of 3?
That's what I feel.
Is it plus 3 more teams for a total of 4? Look at the standings. If you think there's going to be 2 more plus the champion, so a total 3. Is that what you think? Maybe. Well,
probably.
Zach, think about who's going to get left out. Okay, let's say Georgia wins it all. They make it to Atlanta and they win it. Okay, they're in. There's their bid. So you're telling me, does Texas? And we got to see how they finish up. But I mean, you're talking Texas is still out there. Alabama might they run the table and only have 2 losses? What if LSU doesn't lose again? What if Texas A&M? How about Tennessee? They've already beaten Alabama. How about don't look now? They don't play pretty football, but Missouri could beat Alabama Saturday. Zach, the point is, in your scenario, if there's a total of 3 SEC teams, there's going to be a lot of good teams left out. If there's 3 SEC, wouldn't you think the Big Ten would get 3 as well, total at least? Well, there's 6. Zach, yeah. Okay. Well, you got 2 other conferences that get guaranteed. You got the ACC and the Big 12. We just named 6. Add 2 more. That's 8. The group of 5 gets 1. That's 9. Notre Dame may not deserve it. They don't play anybody. They're going to get in just by staying alive. I mean, Zach.
Yeah,
think about the teams that aren't. Think about the teams that aren't going to make it in this thing. Oh my God.
Yeah, I think we're probably looking at 3 SEC teams. 4 seems like it's going to be hard without them cannibalizing each other. It just doesn't seem very likely.
Yeah, so you're saying the champion who gets the automatic bid in the SEC and 2 at large for a total of 3. That's
whoever loses in the SEC should almost definitely get in. And I think that the 3rd team probably also gets in, but a 4th might be tough. I would really have to take a really close look at who plays who, there's so many factors involved too. Like not just what happens in the SEC, but you also got to factor in what happens in the other conferences and how many teams might potentially be deserving.
Absolutely. Absolutely, you do.
But it feels like 3 is kind of a magic number for this playoff. I think 3 losses you can still get in. I think as a conference you can get 3 teams in. It feels like it's going to be hard to get in the dance with 4 losses. It feels like it's going to be hard to get into the playoffs with 4 teams from your conference as well. And mostly it's just because they cannibalize each other. It's hard for Alabama and Georgia to get in when they beat each other. It's hard for Texas and Tennessee to get in. When Texas, it's just hard with all the cannibalizing.
You make another good point. If you are a team that makes your championship game, let's say you are Alabama. Let's say Alabama somehow puts it together, they run the table, and they make it to Atlanta. And let's say they lose to Texas or Georgia. Well, Alabama would be considered the SEC runner-up. So, but they might be sitting with 3 total losses. But do you put LSU in ahead of them with 2 conference losses? But Alabama may have beaten them. But
I think the way they do the seeding might get kind of wacky as far as that goes. Yeah. But I think that runner-up always get in. I don't think the 3rd team would leap them and also push them out. I don't think that would happen.
If that theory holds, then because I've been asking the question. And Alabama's a good case study. If you're Alabama, you've got 2 losses. Right now, would you just rather run the table, throw up a 10-2 record and say, judge me on my merits at 10-2 versus get to the Atlanta, lose, and have a 3rd loss? But what you said carries weight. They may reward you for being the runner-up in that conference, even with that 3rd loss.
Yeah, maybe. I think that if that scenario were to play out, I think Alabama gets in either way. But what would be interesting to see is if they would get a higher seed as the technical 3rd place team over the technical 2nd place team. That could also happen. But also, I mean, it may not potentially matter. I mean, the scenario that I see, like right now, if this were to play out, the 3rd place team, which they have slotted in as Tennessee in the SEC, if they were to win their home game against Penn State, they would go to Georgia, whereas Texas, the 2nd place SEC team, if they were to win, they would go to Miami, who they have winning the ACC. And personally, I think I would rather have to face Miami than have to face Georgia a 3rd time.
So we got 2 minutes. So the Big 12 and the ACC, okay, considered number 3 and number 4. strength of conference, okay? If the SEC and the Big Ten are going to get their conference champion and 2 additional at-large for a total of 3, then the ACC and the Big 12 you wouldn't think would get you. It would just be the 2 teams that make it to their championship game. I don't think they would get the same amount, right?
Yeah, the projection I see currently, which is
and they couldn't mathematically.
This is from The Athletic. The projection I see currently, I would assume they have Miami and Clemson playing for the SEC title. They have Miami as the 2 seed and Clemson as the 9, and then no third team.
Yeah.
They have Clemson playing Notre Dame.
Yeah, because you couldn't go 3 deep on the Big 4 because there's not enough spots. That's 12.
Yeah, some of them are going to have to only have 2 in. I feel like all 8 teams that play in those 4 conference titles will be in, but then the third is going to be where the rest of it comes in.
It's got to expand already. Thank God it's going up to 14. It's got to expand. It needs to go to 16. It needs to go to 16 quick, and then you can kind of have it determined on the field by records like the NFL. Again, I'm a broken record. The biggest thing college football has got to get to, the next big thing, is getting rid of committees. You've got to get rid of committees.
Yeah,
right?
You want more of a mathematical formula.
Yes. The NFL's figured it out. They've got to somehow figure that out.
If there's 16, would there be no bye weeks and then everyone hosts a home game? Because that would be cool. I like that idea.
The top 4 have a bye.
I'm saying in your expansion scenario, if you go to 16, would you take that away?
Yeah.
It feels like you would almost have to.
That's
take that away, and then no one gets the bye week.
The Super Bowl, right? I mean, now the schedule is December 20th through January 20th. That's the championship game, national championship game. So you gotta be cognizant of dragging this thing too long too. You know, that calendar only goes so far. All right, Zach, that'll wrap it up. We'll get together again, all of us down at Bricks Jacks Beach. Hey, we're gonna have a good interview about our big chili cook-off for a wonderful cause. That and a whole lot more. Join us tomorrow. Thanks to Sliders Oyster Bar.
At Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, we know pain and injuries can stop you from doing what you love. This is why our board-certified orthopedic specialists offer the latest in both non-surgical and surgical treatment options and create a treatment plan tailored to your unique lifestyle and goals. So, whether it is a sports injury or that nagging pain that's keeping you from doing what you love, our team has the right treatment for you. For more information or to schedule an appointment online, visit our website.
Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. Bricks Jacks Beach features all of that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at Bricks Jacks Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at Bricks Jacks Beach.
You really got to hand it to him. Hold on.
The previous play is under further review.
I'm not sure what he could review, but okay. Sure has been a while. Dine in at Hurricane Grill and Wings for the football season. Well, there he is. Oh, what is that?
The Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network is streaming. I'm Stuart Weber, and I'm here to teach you a nice 3-step process on how you can watch all your favorite programming from the Brent and Austin Show every weekday 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. or the Cup Date with me. It's fantastic. We talk NASCAR. It's a great time. Wednesdays at 1 o'clock. All right, first step, easy. Download the Action News Jacks app. You probably already have it downloaded on your phone, so you might already have that one taken care of. Step 2, see that stack of pancakes up there? You click that stack of pancakes, and it's going to bring down step number 3, which is a full screen of all the different streams that you can click on, including the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 stream. You click that, the video's rocking and rolling on your mobile device. You're watching all the shows you want to, and you're having a good time. You can also do it on your smart TV with the Action News Jacks Now app. I do it on my Samsung TV at home. It's a great way to watch it on a nice, large screen for all the content. That's the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network. Hope you can find it.
You trust CGC to make your water great, and now you can trust CGC with your plumbing needs as well. Fast, convenient scheduling, licensed and insured. A quick call away at 904-552-1242.
You never know when you're going to have an issue with a shower, toilet, or maybe it's a sink that sometimes is easy to fix. All right, let's be honest. I'm not fixing anything. I'm totally staging this because when I have a plumbing problem, I call CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing.
Trained professionals, transparent pricing, customer satisfaction. Small problem or even a bigger issue. Maybe you need a new tankless water heater or something a bit more intricate. The experts with 25 years of experience at CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing can do it all. Call 904-552-1242 or visit cgcwater.com. That's 904-552-1242 or cgcwater.com. CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing, an authorized independent Connecticut dealer. Florida license number CFC 1432579.